competition again. Mystery Gang taking a couple of victories yesterday. One against this BMG team and another one against Complexity, actually. So they're making more of a statement that they're... And, of course, they even defeated Evil Corporation in the Time to Win tournament. So, yeah, Mystery Gang's been kind of fun to see grow here in the Diamond Division. But joined by Rick Groster once again as my co-caster. And here we go with our Game 2. The draft has begun. We got Midas, Tremble, Silhouette, Wild Soul Bands. So a couple of interesting stuff there. Deadwood first picked again by Imboboy. So maybe I guess they just like this hero all of a sudden a lot.
Yeah, and maybe taking a page out of the Swindle Melons book, finally appreciating the hero. The other noticeable thing is Clanks was not blind banned.
Ooh.
And I've noticed Imboboy recently, I don't know if he's bored. I don't want to say he's bored of Clanks. But I want to say he's kind of been almost shying away from it or playing it in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a little interesting to me. I mean, that's kind of like their fallback hero that, like, okay, when we give this to Imboboy, we're pretty much going to win.
Yeah.
And they're just letting it go, and it just seems a little odd to me.
Over so much time here, I mean, he did get nerfs, to be fair, so there is a little bit of that. But at the same time, we know that, yes, he is still very, very strong. But I do feel like teams, more of these experienced teams like a BMG, perhaps have also got to a point where they've played against it so much now to where they're comfortable, at least somewhat comfortable. And I think that could be a part of it as well for Imboboy, realizing that, okay, yeah, it worked obviously fantastic at DreamHack. It's worked so far in the early part of the season here. But maybe it's time to start, opening up the doors once again to other options, you could say. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to pass it up here. Go Puppet Master.
Yeah, I mean... it just seems a little odd to me because, I mean, just because, like, even with the nerfs, we've seen how well Imboboy plays it. But, yeah, I mean, if he wants to avoid it and start working on some new things, I'd totally go for it. It'll give him more options.
Mm-hmm. So, you do look, if they want to go Clanks, there's already a Prisoner, there's already a Parasite. I mean, there's actually some pretty good counters to it here in this case as well. So, probably for the better that they choose not to. And, yeah, Imboboy even banning it himself. Right there,
yeah.
That's interesting.
I guess doesn't want to give it to Balthazar.
Yeah. Huh. All right, so fourth pick for Evil Corporation. Now, again, I guess Puppet Master doesn't have to be Imboboy. They could run it mid. We have seen that a little bit. Again, BMG noticeably doing that. A little with Boxy and Deadwood. They run with Zane as a suicide. So, yeah, it still could be a couple of options here, actually, for this team. But... yeah, again, the Deadwood, Swindle Melons would be proud, I'm sure, that to finally hear. He'd be excited to hear that they finally realized the power of Deadwood now. Tempest coming out. Okay, so that'll be their jungler here. They decide.
Yeah, they're looking at a pretty strong team already. I like that Tempest pick up there. I kind of almost forgot about Tempest. It's going to do a lot for their draft, just this early going draft. So, I mean, still with one pick left, they could pick a... like you said, they could get Embray the Puppet Master and pick another pretty strong carry. I mean, they're still Swiftblade up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot they could do, and I like how they drafted it here. So we're going to have to see what BMG counters this Tempest with. I'll actually have 2 Tempest cancels already. So
yeah.
They're actually not looking too bad, in all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, they could still go in Andromeda just to be safe as well.
Yeah.
Who's on the board. So, yeah, a little surprised that maybe Andromeda wasn't banned, actually. Because of that, especially if they plan to pick up Tempest here. And they still need to support.
I think maybe they just figured that they already had so many Tempest cancels at this point that they kind of just wouldn't bother with the Andro, and that's always a possibility.
Yeah. Well, Fuson thinking about this one here. Still has a good amount of time with that extra time, so wants to make sure it makes the right decision, of course. But, oh.
Okay.
Bushwhack.
Huh. Okay, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of Bushwhack. I really like the hero. Not entirely sure what it's for this game. It'll help him to kite the Deadwood a little bit, but I mean, normally it's relatively well against a melee carry that kind of just sits on you and you can out-kite it. So, curious to know why they picked it here, but I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan of Bushwhack, so I do like seeing it.
Yeah, Bushwhack, I know he's kind of had a little bit of history. There was a little bit there, especially when Thailand was, the Thai Han scene was actually known for using him quite a bit. That we saw it kind of breaking into our scene a little bit, and there's potential, there's hype around the hero, but never really did kind of break out, I feel like. It's just kind of one of those every now and then we happen to see him, but I mean, obviously has great potential to be a fantastic carry, but I think kind of a downside of him is, I mean, maybe this is even more just for a spectator, but he's a very just boring hero almost. Hell, his ultimate's it's a dot, so it's like a little underwhelming, I guess you could say, but he is strong though at the same time.
Once he gets those core items, you know, kind of you build them relatively the same way you build a Clanks, and I think they kind of fill that same role. So it's kind of the reason why I like Bushwhack. It just doesn't have that flight ability. So, but yeah, I mean, I do like seeing this hero, and they picked Madman last on the ECX side. Wow, I don't understand how that Hellbringer hero always makes it to the end.
Yeah, he managed to get there, and maybe Fusen was even a little surprised, so gladly picked him up here as their support. So we've obviously talked about this plenty, including yesterday. Maybe not as huge fans seeing it as a support, but I mean, in this case, the fact that they final picked it, that's where I'm a little bit more lenient of like, okay, well, Hellbringer's still there. His ultimate's still really powerful. We can run him as a main support. Let's just do that, you know, that kind of deal. So.
Yeah, and yeah, like we said, we don't like it in that case when they second or third pick it as support. But I mean, yeah, like you said, if it's still there and it's untouched, you might as well take it. There's just no reason not to at this point.
So they do, and here we go. Game number 2 now. Again, ECX up 1-0 here, but yeah, the Hellbringer final pick and going to be put as that support. Baltazar on the Bushwhack though. It's got some pretty good setup here between the Prisoner and the Lodestone. Prisoner ideally to kind of clump them up with that prison break. They can get off a good one here and allow for the split shot, the splinter shot even, to be really effective here against the Legion side, spreading that jungle toxin around, doing some good overall damage. Yeah, the final pick, Madman, you were getting at too for ECX. I wonder what that what they were thinking with him here. Whether they just, I mean, he's even play mid, actually.
Yeah, I was just actually looking at that, is they still ended up giving Zane the Deadwood. Kind of, I don't want to say questionable, but I would have liked to see Deadwood against Prisoner. I mean, I feel like that's a good matchup for the Deadwood, and I mean, either way, Madman's still a decent matchup, even though he can be seen while invis, but Madman's a very strong suicide, and shouldn't really die to a Parasite Hellbringer. And probably would get a lot up there, so kind of questionable to me, but ECX knows what they're doing, so we'll just have to see how they end up doing in their lanes.
So here we go. Horns blowing, into the lanes we go. I've seen a Madman mid and a Deadwood suicide. Not your typical setup, but ECX fond of doing it. Again, the first pick Deadwood in back-to-back games. Clearly showing a lot of value for him on Zane here. And he's going to be matched up against the Bushwhack Hellbringer up here on the top side. Look at that, dropping the wards down to kind of make a point that they placed them. Very special tactic right there. Now Fusen dropped his ward of rev, so I wonder if actually Zane may thought that he actually did use it right here. And so now he's going to try to place the ward of sight down in a spot away from it. So I want to keep an eye out for that to see how those mind games work.
Yeah, there you go. He just placed it.
Yep.
And Fusen should realize that. And this is why I don't like the Deadwood in this lane. I mean, he's just heavily getting boxed out. He can't lane against these two heroes. So this was the problem I was coming with not putting Madman up here, who would have actually gotten a lot up here.
So you see the Hellbringer. Nope, he's still sitting with the rep ward down. So yeah, we'll see when he actually notices that here. Parasite going to go over to the hard camp, though. It's only a Vulture Lord, but even that, honestly, could set up a pretty solid kill here. In fact, the positioning, Deadwood right there was in a pretty bad spot, but Parasite not going to necessarily react to it. And Deadwood, again, going to continue to be fine for the time being. So, yeah, I'm sure action or the harassment will definitely continue up there. Middle lane, Madman, not so friendly against Prisoner with that shackle. So that even goes more back to the fact again of the matchup here.
Yeah, how they chose to lane this is still a little interesting to me, but as soon as I believe Hellbringer gets level 2, Deadwood's going to be in a lot of trouble, so they should really try to give Hellbringer this level 2 and maybe get the Parasite. Oh, Parasite's already over here. This could be a killer here.
He is coming in with that invis. Deadwood, yep, he's a little too far up there. That should definitely be a bloodlust. Fusing gets credit for it. The dot damage, the dot even. I know it stands for damage over time, guys. I'm just so used to saying dot damage. It's a World of Warcraft.
That's just easier.
Yeah. But the dot eventually does tick down Deadwood right there. And instead of the bloodlust, I mean, that inevitably was going to happen. It was just like, it's just a matter of time. For that
Pretty
happen,
much, and
so.
I mean, Lodestone's doing relatively well down here. Just such a strong suicide. So, yeah, I mean, it's just back to how they decided to lane this. So, Madman needs to do well enough mid to make up for that, and right now he's not. So,
Lodestone, he was chasing out Glacius, so as soon as Puppet Master comes in, Lodestone turns around and he's going to be held here. But the rocket drill will get in the distance to actually escape. But yeah, Deadwood roaming to the bottom lane, getting here a little bit late, unfortunately, for that possible kill chance. And now you see Lodestone, you know, they know Deadwood's missing top. Wouldn't be surprised if they figure that he might be roaming elsewhere, as, again, it's not a friendly lane at all for him, so that wouldn't be the most surprising thing ever. So having to be aware of that, it seems like Lodestone may perhaps be. How was that middle matchup breaking down, though? 22-0 Madman, you got a 26-3 Prisoner. So Embry's actually holding up pretty well here on the Madman.
Yeah, I'm just worried about when the gank comes in with someone roaming over, most likely the Parasite or something. Could give Madman a little bit of trouble. Ooh, there you go, okay. Yeah, the other thing I was noticing is they rotated Deadwood down here to actually take the pole and take a couple of creeps, and they got him level 3, and I believe that was the right decision here. So now he's gonna have something to work with and maybe be able to roam mid.
Do see free farm for both carries right here, essentially. Coming out, obviously Bushwick at the top side. He also has that assist working off of over 400 gold per minute right now. So Baltazar gonna maybe show us some really good potential of this hero. And in the way he's pulling up gold too, I wonder, I mean, wouldn't we see something like an Alk Bones on Bushwhack? Or I think it would have to be a Thunderclaw if he's gonna go something like that.
Yeah, this should hopefully, it should be the Thunderclaw. You don't really need the Alk Bones. The hero kind of just thrives with having the Thunderclaw, much like the Clanks does. So
yeah.
Should be buying the Warp Clef here any second.
Yeah, just got enough for that right there even. So, yeah, obviously his farm shining right here. But in the meantime, Puppet Master also doing pretty well. It doesn't have a kill that he's getting a benefit from, of course. But 330 gold per minute, not too bad. Going to start applying pressure to that tower now. Here at the bottom side, you do see Prisoner falling back for the time being, so Hellbringer's going to actually take over the middle lane right now. I guess Madman, especially with very little mana, not really that threatening for a level 3 Hellbringer right here. So, yeah, it's going to allow him to at least soak up a little bit of experience, maybe get a little bit of farm in the meantime. So a nice little rotation here as Prisoner is currently regenning. Bottom lane, though, Tempest, he's setting up for a kill right here. Deadwood's also here.
Looks like they want to dive this and try to use Tempest ulti here. It looks like Imbo's pushing up the lane pretty hard. So could end mid lane as well. They're kind of sitting 3 mid with the Parasite.
Now
sitting on the haste.
Oh, Glacius is coming up here. Now the War is actually going to see him. This was actually placed after Tempest was up here. So with Glacius coming over is what gives Lodestone that information. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they're going to lose the kill, but they're probably going to safely get this tower. Yeah, here comes Tempest, going to show himself right here. So they're going to get the tower out of it, though, so I guess that's the good part.
Yeah. Yeah, not a fault of Glacius by any means, but it was more so just a good placement of Fusin right there with the ward. Happened to spot him.
I don't know if Lodestone showed himself there or not. He kind of poked out a little bit out of those trees, so. But if he did show himself, he would be dead right now, so I'm just going to assume he didn't.
Yeah, he's not level 6 or anything like that, but a lot of
here we
TP's
go.
coming in. He has that stun, going to hit Puppet Master right here. Here comes a Hasted Prisoner. The Creep's blocking him, though. Oh my gosh. And no, that wasn't necessarily Tempest. That was Maki running into them. He does eventually come through and get the prison break off. Tempest is going to be caught and is going to secure the kill on him at least. So they only get the one, though, out of all those efforts. All 5 heroes ending up down here. I don't think ECX is that concerned.
No, definitely not. And really good by Tankovec to run into the river there. And yeah, because I mean they should have got more out of that. That was a hasted prisoner. They should have gotten at least 2, maybe even 3 kills out of that. But...
yeah.
Ooh, mid lane.
Yep, there's the catch. And the follow-up for the kill. In fact, even Balthazar comes in with that Poison Dart to secure it. Poison Dart is a really strong ability, one that scales, right? Yeah, it's the percentage of your attack damage as physical, and then the slow on top of that. So it's a nice little ability to have that'll scale pretty well all throughout the game for Bushwhack, and helps to set up the kill into Madman right there with it.
So I'm actually really happy to see this. I'm a pretty I don't know how to say it. I'm totally forgetting the word, but I'm a strong believer in maxing Sidestep on Bushwhack instead of maxing the Q early game, because I believe Sidestep is the stronger early game ability. I've been kind of laughed at by especially Formless about it, but I do believe that it is the stronger ability. I don't really believe you need to max Q early levels, because your attack damage isn't very high, especially when you go Thunderclaw first item. So I do like the maxing of the Sidestep, and yeah, hopefully they make it work, because I think he's already has. He's on a 6-second cooldown when it's maxed.
Yeah, you compare that where if you didn't max it, you'd probably leave it at level 1, at least early on, and so that's actually Glacius gets picked off right here. But yeah, going from 15 seconds to 6 seconds, the fact that you could essentially use not like 2.5, almost 3 sidesteps where you'd only be able to use 1 if you had level 1 of it. I see that actually being pretty crucial. I see where you're coming from for sure. I mean, the mobility, obviously a hero like Magebane, leveling up that flash for that purpose even of the constant mobility is a pretty powerful tool to have to help that farm even. So, yeah, no, I think that's actually pretty solid. And honestly, I was not even aware about how it adds the physical damage to your next attack. So
yeah, and if you look at it that way, then your Q is still technically doing more damage, because it does give you the attack damage.
Yeah.
So just maxing the W just seems so much stronger to me. So I do like to see that, and he's gonna have his Thunderclaw here, a really good timing, 440 GPM.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see again Balthazar here and how he progresses with his items, especially, and what he's able to do. Because, like I said, he may not be the most appealing hero as far as a spectator goes, having a dot as his ultimate especially, but it will be a lot of damage at the farm he has. Middle lane, Madman is going to be picked off. Again, Prisoner is a hard counter to Madman, you could say, with that shackle, the prison break, and he just can't get away.
Yeah, and it goes back to the whole thing of why would they put Madman against it and not put him in a winning lane top. So I do believe that BMG is not only outplaying them in a lot of ways, but they may have won the draft here by ECX making these misplays in their laning.
You got bottom lane down here, Lodestone. Looks like he is level 6 now, so he may be trying to wait for an opportunity right here to set up for a kill. With the teamwork, you got Hellbringer rotating over. Is level 5, so maybe getting him Malphus going to be a priority, and it looks like that is the case. Even letting him farm it up a little bit. Trying to get the support farm here. Fusin, about another 700 gold saved up, so. Triple stack Ancients coming out too. Over inside, wouldn't be surprised to see Bushwhack come over and look to do those here in the near future, actually. I wonder if they're going to maybe try to give it to something like Prisoner with a team, or you couldn't really do that, though. It's not easy.
Yeah, I would like to see them rotate the Bushwhack over. That's a lot of farm for him. They kind of just need Lodestone to sit there and tank it anyways, so yeah, I hope they do move him over. Maybe push out the lane one more time. But Deadwood is Veiled Rotted in the top lane. Don't think he's going to do anything, though. He's actually going to run into Hellbringer right here.
Yeah, he's going to run right by them right here, but he is going to be caught. In comes the Fear on top of the dot, and now we see Hellbringer, though, being turned by Madman. Malphus does come out. Hellbringer's going to fall. Madman, however, I think, oh no, he's going to be fine actually. I thought the dot was still on him, but it's not anymore. But he is going to be picked off. Eventually seen right there. The stock only lasts so long, of course, and the chase continues even further. The hasted prisoner hoping to do a lot of work there. And now they're pushing in this top tower, the secondary one, that is. So good find initially, and it ends up being a 3-for-0. 3-for-1, I guess, as Hellbringer did die, but no, not a huge issue for them.
Definitely a good trade.
No, 5,000 gold lead, 6,000 experience lead here for Bad Monkey Gaming, so you can tell they're much different pace than the previous game. Here already have more hero kills than they had really in the 40 minutes of last game, so that's good news there. Parasite also going to Puzzle Box. Holy crap.
Wow, when was Teltook?
I feel like it's been a while, yeah.
I wonder if Teltook's sick. Because I don't think I've ever seen him go that item on Parasite.
I wonder if he had a talking to.
I wonder if Fuzin gave him the firm talking. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good game for it. There's not any counters to the puzzle box this game, so good he won it.
Yeah.
And Imboboy is just sitting top lane, and he's going to go Shroud into the... Yeah, he's going to actually run into Bushwhack here, but should be a pretty free kill on Bush. Unless Hellbringer can get here.
Bushwhack. He is kind of poking in right here. He's going to go pretty aggressive with Prisoner. They want this kill to Dewa, but as you said, this could backfire big time. The Elemental Void. Hellbringer didn't fear him, though. He went to fear the others. And it's going to be a full lockdown as a result on top of that Meteor. Down goes Bushwhack, down goes Prisoner. Hellbringer, he too is going to be picked off. And Deadwood, the target they went for in the beginning, ends up surviving the whole time, actually. Assassin Shroud Puppet Master, he comes out with a double tap throughout it all. So it was a pretty solid lead early for BMG right here. Similar to last game, a big fight breaks out in favor of ECX, and they take the momentum. Lodestone is going to be fine as he falls back there.
That was a big turn there for ECX. They needed that to happen. Good of Imboboy. He was really patient about that. I think he sat up there for almost 2 minutes. So he lost a lot of time farming, but it really ended up paying off there. I think he got 2 of the kills, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
ended a streak as well. So that really just put them back into the game. And hopefully they rotate Bushwhack to the Ancients down here. Yeah, he's going to go do that. So, yeah, really well played by ECX, though. It's going to give them a chance in this game now.
Yeah.
They do have Portal Key on Tempest now as well. I don't know if he had it there for that ultimate. I don't believe he did.
I don't think so, yeah. I think that was just simply getting it after. He was able to just walk up to them, though, because of the Rotten Grasp that it hit, so. Good placement there and setting all that up. We do see Bushwhack eventually make his way over to the Ancients right here and do the triple stack. You see the Sustainer also picked up on him. Veiled Rock coming in, though, from Deadwood. Going to find him, but is going to quickly turn around as well. So by himself, I don't know. Well, if he catches Bushwhack not on strength Steam Boots, I think that definitely is a free kill. But on strength, it would be close.
And it's also the kiting factor of Bushwhack and relatively maxing the W. Like I said, he can kite very easily. So it was definitely the right call by Zane to just get out of there.
But that Null Stone is coming, though, for Bushwhack here. And so we'll see. Once he has that, and now obviously a hero like Deadwood does have the ability to remove it with throwing a log at him, and it is again in that classic case that they have a lot of abilities across the board that ideally could even remove it to an extent, but at the same time it is just such a pretty good farming tool for Bushwhack, and I don't know if we want to say a core item on him, but
I think in some cases it's not, and this game, I think there's just so many targetable spells on that Legion team. I feel like a Shrunken just would have been the better choice because it negates most of them. So, not sure how I really feel about the Nullstone. I mean, really, it's going to be for Deadwood. But, I mean, once he gets a Shrunken, it'll really just be for Deadwood. So, it's not too bad. I would have maybe liked to see him pick up a Firebrand first. Or even just skip the Nullstone entirely. But
yeah,
we'll have to see how it ends up working.
Deadwood falling back from the bottom lane before he got caught there. Lodestone instead will pick up the farm that's left behind. 1,500 gold saved up for him, so he is getting close to that portal key here. of his own, which of course will be great to have. He obviously had Prisoner's had his for a while, and now another 2,500 gold saved up. In fact, holy crap! I didn't even realize Maki was farming so well. At 455 GPM here. Wonder where he's going next. Maybe his own shrunken head. I wouldn't be surprised to see that here. Follow-up initiation.
I think that would definitely be the right decision. It's such a strong item on Prisoner. Even in, it's gonna sound a little weird, but maybe even in Sanitarius, because he's so far ahead that he could be an auto attack threat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe even in Insan, but most likely it'll probably end up being the Shrunken.
I want to say Puzzle Box level 3 is now coming out to Parasite here. I think he had 2 on him, and yeah, he just purchased another pattern. So Puzzle Box level 3 with the Strider's Blood Chalice here. Obviously a strong combo to have. 2,500 gold saved up on Embry in the meantime. Playing the Madman. Again, another case. I wonder if he too is going to go something like that Shrunken Head here. I know that's considered to be pretty powerful on him. Again, a hero that his skill set allows him to do pretty good damage as long as he can be mobile in those fights. So, good core to have.
Yeah, interesting decision here by Imba Boy. He went into the first Arcana and then just bought a Mighty Blade, so he definitely feels like he needs the Shrunk in this game.
Yeah. Gets a change of heart there a little bit. As far as what he wanted. Now, Bushwhack, it is all physical, correct? I'm double checking here. Yeah,
100%.
It's 100% physical here with the Jungle Toxin and everything. Yeah, I guess that would make him really weak if that ultimate was magical damage. But yeah, being physical, so that'll go through the Shrunken Head, the dot and everything.
Yeah, and the big thing, I think kind of the overlooked part of that hero is it does give clear vision on that hero. So it does a lot. And it's going to be helping a lot for like the juking of this, of basically their whole team. I mean, Deadwood with the just running through trees and the future portal key. I mean, Madman. There's a lot that it does. So look out for that.
So clear vision, meaning, however, if he uses it on like or if it gets on Madman, he can still stealth and not see him, right? Because that would be true vision, I think. As actually Deadwood does get picked off out of the side over here. Lodestone Parasite finding him. What a hook from Prisoner. The max range hits Glacius to get him taken out as well. Tempest in the meantime, he Elemental Voids immediately canceled out. Malphus was used just prior to that, but they did kill Bushwhack, but more deaths follow for the Legion side as Puppet Master 2 goes down. A hat trick for Teltuk there. Guess what? Puzzle Box is a strong item on Parasite.
I was just about to say that. Like, the first time he goes Puzzle Box, he's 450 GPM, and he's 3-0-5, so maybe stick to this build a little bit more often.
Yeah. But what a cleanup there, 4 for 1. Again, losing your carry is never a kind thing, but when you get 4 hero kills out of it, winning a fight, you can be pretty satisfied with it in the end. So, well played there from BMG. They got the initial picks, and obviously it came through for them in the end here. Null Fireblade, by the way, purchased by Madman. He did survive that fight. He ends up getting it after it right here.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a good item against the Hellbringer. We saw that yesterday. We saw it, I think, almost picked up every game we saw Hellbringer. So, yeah, definitely a strong tool for that. And, yeah, we'll just look to see if he actually uses it properly and look to see what Imba Boy goes here, because getting caught there is rough and it's going to slow down his GPM a lot. So, they could actually play the farming game here. Really, they're just going to be fighting against this Bushwhack and maybe the Prisoner with Madman and Puppet. So, they could attempt to play the farming game here and just kind of AFK in the jungle for a little bit.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Take a page out of Complexity's notebook here. Just go really passive mode. No. But yeah, play more of the late game here. And that would make sense for sure. I mean, Madman, though, yeah, the Nullfire Blade interesting too, because not only for the Malphus, but it is kind of the double whammy against the Puzzle Box. It can get those as well. Now, you know, you want to be careful not to use it on a Puzzle Box, and then Malphus comes out right after that, and so it kind of... I think your priority needs to be Malphus, is my point.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it can also be used on Puzzle Box, is the thing there. As Tankafet, he got picked off middle lane. Talking about Madman there. And they're chasing Glacius. He is also going to be caught. Yeah, Prisoner going further. He did not use ultimate, though. That would have guaranteed it, but they're going to get it anyways. Okay. Chase him down.
Yeah, and they should probably start looking towards the bot lane. I mean, their waves is at their tower, and they're still at tier 1 there. So, yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to start heading down there, try to get that tower. Or Condor.
That's a good thing, too.
Teltic doesn't have his puzzle up, but I mean, it should still be relatively easy.
Top tower is pushed in, but Kongor, BMG is gonna like getting a token of life out of this. Safely assume we're gonna see it on Bushwhack. What's that?
Parasite just right-clicked an Acolyte Staff, so he's going for a Sheep Stick. It just seems odd to just right-click the Acolyte Staff first instead of the Orb or something.
That is a little odd. Yeah, he's not really needing mana necessarily right now, but...
Yeah. Well, he's going the right items, though.
Yes. we can approve here, finally, that he's going the right items.
And Shrunken was picked up by Prisoner. Don't know if we mentioned that or not, but definitely could pick up for the other team. Against the other team.
Yeah, talking about that earlier, but seeing him have it now, obviously good. As the token went to Bushwhack, yes it did. 2,200 gold saved up on him now further. He's nearing that 500 gold per minute mark, but again, Prisoner and Parasite have managed to really kind of keep up there as well. 440 plus GPM themselves. It's definitely, I think, the most impressive thing here for Bad Monkey Gaming, actually. Whereas Puppet Master, he's kind of the only one that's up there. I guess Madman is kind of catching up a bit, too. He's staying with the level 1 Nullfire Blade, by the way. It doesn't decrease the cooldown, does it? No, it does not. So,
no, I think it just gives you the extra charges.
Well, it also does more damage, and
that's true.
The mana drain and stuff is a little more. So there are a couple of benefits, but
I think he's just probably going to sit on it till he gets a little low on charges, and then and go ahead and upgrade it because he does need a Shrunk in this game as well.
Yeah,
and a Basher. He needs 2 items here, so.
That's why, going, I mean, again, Nullfire Blade, obviously it has its purposes, but yeah, it will delay his kind of core build here as a result. Deadwood, in the meantime, jumping to the bottom lane. Puppet Master, that Voodoo Puppet, you see it come out, and you just know Prisoner's dead after that. In fact, Bushwhack also might be dead right here. They want to save the Elemental Void after he comes up, but Tempest goes down. Bushwhack's damage is real, man. Again, showing it right there. And now they're going to chase down Madman. That dot, the fast attack, it's pretty ridiculous. Double tap for Baltazar coming out here, and now they are going to just push this tower in. So, yeah, I mean, we do get a kind of a glimpse there of just Bushwhack. If he's able to kind of turret right-click a little bit, it'll do some pretty scary damage. Yeah,
definitely. And he bought the... I always forget what it's called, but he bought the 3,000 for the Wingbow.
Dancing Blade, okay.
Dancing, that's what it is, Dancing Blade. So buys the Dancing Blade, and now he's even really close to a Wingbow, and a Wingbow this early is going to be a pretty big problem for this Legion team because really they're going to have Deadwood Punch to kill him, and that's all they're really going to have.
Well, the great thing for him, too, something like a Clank, why Wingbow's obviously good. The evasion is very nice, of course, but being ranged at 100 attack range is huge. Yeah. I mean, and for already kind of being a shorter range hero, only 450, bumping up to 550 because of Wingbows is definitely a big deal here for him. So.
It almost gets him out to max attack range, so it does help a lot, and especially with Madman trying to sit on you, if you can be even farther away from him, it's even better.
Hellbringer has a Sustainer, and a main support Hellbringer, so not expecting a Resto Stone coming up very quickly here, but...
Little ways.
He's working towards it at least, for effort there. Granted, going at first I always find a little iffy, especially with Striders. In fact, when he gets it here, I really don't think he's going to have enough mana to do double ulti.
Unless he starts going into stats right now, I do believe that. I think it's... the mana cost is 300, so that's 600 just in... double Malphus, not even counting the rest of those.
Is it 375 or 3? Okay, 300. You're right. Did they nerf it? They must have nerfed that or changed that.
Yeah, I think when they did the original Malphus change. Or well, I guess there was only one Hellbringer change. So when they did the Hellbringer change, they did that.
No, I'm talking about Restos. For some reason, I thought Resto Stone the mana cost was 375 for a while. Unless I'm just blanking on that. Maybe it always was 300.
Who knows?
So, yeah, I guess, him not having level 3 Malphus is going to kind of help that too. But Glacius, he's going to get caught initially. Now he's getting away. Tempest in the background. Puppet Master here as well. Prisoner taking the damage from him. As we do see a death in the background though on the Hellbringer. He could not get that Malphus off. Speaking of it, Tempest and Prisoner exchange lives. And down goes Lodestone, but not before he can take out Glacius with them. But a 3-for-2 exchange in the Legion's favor, and the chase continues. And look at that burst on a Madman there from Parasite. However, he gets caught with the rock grasp. He couldn't come out in time to combo. And Madman will survive as he stalks away. And look at that, too, actually. Parasite does go the Frostfield plate. He was even unable to use that, though, during the fight. That's a little unfortunate, but...
Yeah, he just didn't jump out in time. He could have jumped out a lot earlier and hit the ulti and the frost field on him, so a little questionable there, but he does actually go items that are factorable in this game, so shout out to Telta.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, the Frostfield play, we'll see that in the future fights, hopefully, that come into play here. So, Hellflower, though, just about finished on Puppet. In fact, I think he has the third Arcana purchased. I think I saw him get that, so going to be happening there as a great damage follow-up to that Assassin Shroud, and, of course, the Shrunken Head for mobility in those fights. Staying alive here.
Oh,
Talisman on Tempest, interesting. Oh, top lane, yeah, Dead was dead. Maybe?
I don't think the dog's gonna kill him. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of just walked into each other. It was pretty awkward, but
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking kind of curious to see what Bushwhack goes next here because I would have liked to see him. Okay.
Where'd he go?
So, buys a Whispering Helm.
Okay.
All right, so I would like to see. I mean, Geo's is relatively pretty good definitely good this game. I mean, you're looking against the Glacius, you're against the not so much the Deadwood, but the Madman slowly. I mean, there's a lot that you can actually use it on. So, a little surprised he's not going Geometers here. Wow. Or near.
Yeah, it's always fun to see these very lightweight supports just get bursted down like that. Then you kind of remind yourself, well, okay, he has 3 minor totems and striders, so he's not really the tankiest here, but still, it's impressive to see the damage. But here we go to the tower push, though, for the Hellborn side. Obviously, yeah, the Hellfire, I guess, wasn't finished on Puppet. He still needed a little bit more. They do counter push the bottom secondary tower here in the meantime, and there is at least the Shrunken Head for Madman, and also get the middle tower. So, actually, a couple of decent things happening for ECX during all of this. Deadwood off to the side, though. Oh, he got spotted initially, but he's able to port a key away in time before he got caught.
So that should actually give away to BMG that he did cut a path in that upper river, or the upper tree line over there. So they should know to be a little bit careful about that in the next team fight they fight top.
600 gold per minute. Baltazar here playing that Bushwhack. Mentioned the Whispering Helm now, so full on symbol, very possible here. Or I actually wonder, I guess he still even technically has another inventory slot, so I wonder if he's going to go the full symbol or may go for now another damage item here to go with just having the lifesteal. But
this is relatively awkward. Imaboy ran straight past all of them, and he's in their jungle right now.
Huh. Oh, I guess he was invis, yeah.
Yeah, he Veiled Rotted past them all and now is shrouded into their jungle, but he's probably going to go end up going top to farm this, and he could be in a lot of trouble if he doesn't realize this. And same with Zane.
Oh. Nope, not being seen.
Veiled Rotted.
There we go. Now they see him. He immediately uses that Willowmaker, but here comes the response now. And the damage is going to be a little better for the Hellborn side. You see Parasite getting away there in the puzzle box. Double damage rune also spawning nearby for them right there. So yeah, they eventually catch somebody, being a little sneaky there. Good catch onto the Deadwood. You do see Imaboy on Puppet Master. He's looking for an angle here. He probably knows that he's a little in a little bit of a dangerous spot. But I think he is going to be able to make his way out here as long as he just goes to the left. Yeah, looks like it.
Oh.
Unless,
Daytime, isn't it? That should have been seen by him. I guess he just didn't feel like he could get the hook off.
Well, Puppet Master used the Assassin Shroud, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he started in TP. Okay.
Yeah.
Much more sense being made. Okay. All right. Then good play by Imaboy to shroud and play it safe.
Might as well there. So the lead, though, for Bad Monkey Gaming, as far as the overall golden experience, still looking pretty good for them. 12,000 gold lead, 16,000 experience lead here. You have, again, Bushwhack, that next tier, going to be coming out. Could you see him possibly going now like a Savage Mace or something like that, or should he just finish the full symbol here?
We're talking about Bushwhack, right?
Bushwhack, yeah.
Yeah. I would still like to see him actually go Geometers this game. I still think that's kind of like, it does a lot this game, and I would like to see him get it, but I feel like he's going to finish the full symbol. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It'll give them definitely the tankiness to survive their burst. So definitely not a bad decision, but like I said, I'd still like to see the geometries.
Baltazar is that Wolf Commander with the Whispering Helm that he took over, sitting in the Condor pit.
Like crafty there.
Yeah. Nice little aura. Although I don't think it's the largest radius, so you kind of need to be right next to it. But still, keep that in the fights here. Try to keep it alive. That's nice 30% base damage increase. Why not?
Yeah, gives them about 45 damage. I just saw that. So
yeah,
definitely worth it. I mean, they're going to take... they must know the Congour timing.
Yeah, they're sitting here, and there we go.
Wow. They had it exact. Pop DD as soon as it spawns. So yeah, it's going to be an instant free Congour. Legion can't defend this in their top lane anyways.
Jeez. Does the Jungle Toxin stack on him too? It does, yeah.
It does, yeah.
6 charges. He be dropping fast. There we go. There's the token. Yeah, I wonder if the Legion team also had a Congour timer, and they're like, oh, Congour's probably back. Oh, he's dead.
Before they even realized it was even up.
Yeah. So well played there by BMG.
Okay, so he does finish the straight-up symbol. Don't have a problem with it just because he is relatively squishy, and this will put him over, well over 2k HP, so he should be relatively safe in these team fights.
Yeah. Yeah, that symbol will definitely tank him up a bit. Right here, we definitely really haven't had a huge clash, at least for a while here, between these two teams. But would be curious now how that could play out here. You got Madman. He's getting close to finishing a Brutalizer, actually, on him. So doesn't have an Abyssal Skull or anything like that just yet, unfortunately. Does have the Ring of the Teacher, but would probably want that as well before a fight could break out. Obviously, pretty important to have the armor in general against something like a Bushwhack, the Prisoner for that matter. There is a lot of physical threat here as far as damage output on the Hellborn side, so any kind of armor in general going to be big. In fact, Soul's Bulwark, which they don't have yet. I think Deadwood can try to get that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Deadwood's really their only hero that could pick up the Bulwark. It's pretty ineffective on most of their other heroes, so hopefully he can get enough before the next team fight, but yeah, BMG's just going to go pressure the top lane, because that tower took a couple hits,
Bushwhack, here we go, pushing him to the top. Does have the backup behind him, of course. You see right there, sidestep 4 gets that bonus damage. Missing the uphill attack, so obviously doesn't have True Strike or anything like that yet, but still plenty of that damage, and there goes the invulnerability. Everybody TPing back for the Legion side. Obviously, he has the token, going to try to get the Nullstone off at least right there, but the tower does fall. And going back in, the Shadow Storm is going to miss right there.
Yeah, Tank Effect blink back. Really good awareness of that to not get caught by that. But this Rax is still going to fall. There's not much they can do.
Yeah, you can tell they're playing it very safe as they should be. Puppet Master says we got to go now, but he's going to go down. In the meantime, Bushwhack is still alive. The lifesteal coming out, as well as Malfist. A similar range doing the work as you would expect. He does eventually fall to the Meteor, but now he's going to come right back up with that token. So the Rax goes down. Buybacks on 3 heroes, Puppet, Madman, and Tempest coming back into the fight. But again, the damage already done. But Deadwood, he's going to go back in on a Bushwhack right there. Willowmaker, it almost tickled him. And that's really it. Puppet Master again is going to fall. And this time he's staying dead. They probably just broke through. And yep, GG's being called. Bad Monkey Gaming will take the second game and thus split the series here against Evo Corporation. So very well played on their part, definitely this time around. And Evo Corporation, again, they just couldn't get around the eventual Bushwhack farm. That clearly is something to reckon with here. So, Puzzle Box Parasite doesn't help either. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it definitely was the right build this game. So yeah, I kind of think it was the same story for both teams that game. ECX kind of the first game kind of got a little bit outdrafted, but played to their strengths and ended up winning. And this was kind of the same thing where I feel like they kind of just laned wrong and they just gave BMG the early head start and kind of just snowballed from there.
All right, so we got our next series now set to, or let me double check that actually, because are they still in their game? It looks like it. No, they're not. Okay, so that game is finished. All right, so yeah, we are going to go on a short break right here. We do have our next series going to be set up to happen. It's actually going to be Evo Corporation versus Fresh now. going to be coming at you here in this 2-game series. So the other series, real quickly, actually might as well check that here. Mystery Gang versus Fresh. Again, mentioning Fresh won the first game. Looks like Fresh won the second game as well. So Fresh goes 2-0 over Mystery Gang there in the other series. But again, that one that we're going to be covering will be Evo Corporation versus